rocket boost is in it to allow it to increase speed. So her fighting style is very momentum based. Uh, whenever she's not in combat, she's generally just wearing a black T-shirt, and it's got her little symbol on the back, which is a representation of her axe. And other than that, her bottom half is just a jumpsuit that she's got tied around her waist, covered in grease and other junk because she's an engineer. Got some heavy work boots on. Whenever she goes into combat, she just pulls the jumpsuit up all the way, straps it on, and puts on a special set of parachute or flight straps, I should say, kind of what you would wear to attach a parachute to your back, and that's how she gets her jetpack attached to her. It's a little bit magnetic, a little bit actual metal secures that lock into the jetpack, but that's how she uses it. And whenever she goes into combat, she also dons her little flight hat, which is a Russian ushanka that she wears her flight goggles with. And that's about it.
All right. Panzer looks like
Oh,
you're
and
up. Nope, never mind. Go ahead.
before I forget, because I almost forgot, she's also covered in scars down her arms, which is really the only noticeable part that you can see of her skin whenever she's not wearing her jumpsuit. Okay, that's it.
I have a picture which I can't make bigger. I don't know if Ara could make that bigger. I've just slapped it on the main thing. Okay, so Panzer's a dog faunus, and she doesn't do much to hide that at all. She has a fluffy silvery white tail poking out the back of her shirt most of the time. Hair's the same color as that, and it's pretty long. She herself is uh, besides a few things, pretty normal looking. She has quite vibrant kind of green eyes and a pretty deep scar across her left cheek. But besides that, there's nothing awfully, extravagant or garish about her appearance that would draw too much attention. In terms of clothing, it's quite plain. Combats and sneakers, but both in dark grey and with a light jacket over the top of a white shirt. She basically, as part of her appearance, is keen on keeping herself looking kind of subtle and not standing out of the crowd particularly. Also, Dogtail. Yeah! I've realised I have no excuse for a theme not to be Tank from Cowboy Bebop, given that she's literally called Panzer.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
I was
dun,
thinking
dun.
that too. But anyway,
I've never
And
seen
Shamrock.
despite being called Tank, she is not exactly a tanky person.
I've never seen Cowboy Bebop, by the way.
Neither have I.
How dare you?
Heresy!
I have not either.
Alright,
Wow.
just testing
Harrison, you don't want the same thing you want.
some macros real quick.
All right, Shamrock, here we go.
Shamrock is essentially donned in what you could equate to if a rogue met a magician, met a man in a suit, and it's just blacks and greens, and he has a orangish bandana across his mouth, and he has a thing for hats. Just say
Like
that.
big hats or
Various hats. His usual hat is a wonky looking top hat.
Man, you and another
Smashing.
one of my friends would love each other. They're all about the hats too. But anyway, anything else
You
about
guys
your
must play
character?
TF2.
He tries to do his best not to remove the bandana because he actually doesn't want people to know that he's a faunus, just because he's done pretty well to be like,
you
hey.
kind of did let Onyx know though when you
Yeah.
you kind of
I was kind of staring right at that.
yeah it was pretty awful.
You just
Yeah,
sort of like
I'm
sunk your
aware.
teeth into
If
that
Onyx
Beowulf
wasn't here's what I think Onyx was doing. He was sitting there watching that, and because he's so stoic, he didn't really react outside. But inside, he's just like screaming, like, "Holy shit!
No,
Oh my god! Oh my god!"
he was more like, okay, that's interesting. Don't know how that'll come in handy later, but keep that in mind.
You
So,
bit a Grim, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh yeah, he tore out a Beowulf's neck.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
basically he got disarmed completely, and he just grabbed a Beowulf, bit into its neck, and ripped it out.
So, uh, summarize what happened in Onyx's battle last week.
So,
How
do I get?
He lost one. He lost one of his machetes, hit himself in the shin with the other, and then just proceeded to give up on those and bite the Beowulf in the neck and pretty much kill it.
How do I pull out my piece thing?
You open up your journal,
For some reason,
go to bio and info, and then you'll just drag and drop it.
Oh, it's not in there.
yeah,
You
I
have
don't think
it
I
in there.
have one ready.
I'll send it to you via Skype.
So that's saved. But
I know you're kind enough to make it for me.
I'm a
if you
kind
guys
human
have any,
being.
if you guys have any conversations that you want to have with each other, you know, seems like now is a pretty good time. It's pretty early in the morning.
Well, I would have
Um,
tried to get people to
Could
share.
I have a quick question.
No.
Hold on a
Is it
second.
possible? Is it
This-
possible for me to have acquired my weapons in the middle of the night, at least my pistols, so I can work on them when
I'm
everyone's
pretty
waking
sure
up?
we've done. I'm pretty sure we went over that last week.
You tried and failed.
Wow, I just tried to drag
Linda
that
was
off, and it just
horrible.
reposted it in Skype. That's hilarious.
All right, then when everyone wakes up, when everyone wakes up, I'm sitting there like perched on my bed, and I look like very catatonic. Like I got my knees pulled up to my chest. I've got them my arms wrapped around my knees, and I just look like I'm dead inside.
Wow,
Like
that,
One way to do it.
like a blank 1,000-yard stare.
Well, that is.
Are you okay, Iris?
I don't have my guns.
Oh, don't flip
Drama
the
guns.
face the other way.
I'm sure you'll be
It's-
fine.
It's facing
I need my
the-
guns, man. I haven't been this long without fixing them.
Iris,
That-
I
I
think
don't
I
feel
think you
great.
need to calm down.
how do you resize it?
You
I
can't.
click
I'm gonna go
on it.
insane, man. I'm gonna go nuts.
Wait, you can't resize it?
The GM.
I can resize it. I can resize it, and I can also flip it around, so I can.
Yeah, I can flip it around, but for some reason it won't let me resize it.
Because you don't have the permissions.
No, you're
All
spinning it.
characters are one block because that's the standard D&D size. GMs have the ability to resize it because of large and various sizes of monsters.
Okay.
But so Crimson is actually partnered with Iris.
Yes. The
I-
current
I
trend
see-
is Crimson is the appointed leader of Citrus Phi. He is partnered with Iris, Shamrock, and Onyx are partners, and then Panzer, who I explained earlier, would have had her own team if
For those
the other
meddling
three had
kids.
not unfortunately passed.
So
Those that are
I guess
wondering,
Crimson is gonna-
it's we're spelling it like this. I just
No. It's
no.
spelled like this. Because it's Crimson Knight, Iris Tighttail, Shamrock Regalia, and Onyx. Oh no, it's Onyx Raw and
Oh.
Shamrock.
Yeah, no.
And
I just typed it backwards. Yeah, that's what I meant. I apparently hit R before T. I
Nice.
meant
Alright.
to type it like that. Yep.
So I guess Crimson's going to go over to Iris and do we have class today? Like, would Crimson know that we have class?
You were giving your schedule, and there are a couple there's at least one class for you today.
Like morning, night, midday?
As you have the first class you have is in about, let's say, an hour, but it's Grim Studies.
Okay.
That'll go for some time, and then the next class is combat. It's combat training.
So I guess I would get dressed in my school uniform, tell Iris to do the same, and we would go to the weapons storage room so she can calm down a little bit.
Oh, thank God.
Before
Sorry, I was just
Can
laughing.
I,
you're just going there right now to like check up on everything.
Yeah, I mean she's going freaking insane. So, I, as one, a partner.
I can't
and
do it,
two,
man. I
as a
can't do
team
it.
Leader.
Game over, man. Game over.
Wait, did I say an hour?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's early in the morning, not too early.
I need
Take a while.
to.
Conversations and
I need to
things.
jack my.
Actually, I
Uh,
may have overestimated how much time you had left before class. As you were about to set out to the storage lockers, you hear a knock on the door, and a boy yells out from the other side, "Yo, quintessence! Your team may be special with 5 members and all, but you still got class like the rest of us. Hurry up or you're gonna be late."
Do we
Right
recognize
here.
the voice?
And
Alright. So
but
I have a
Onyx
question.
is going to stand by the door and wait for the rest of his team. He is not dressed in his school uniform. He
Okay,
is wearing his
Iris puts
usual
on-
clothing.
Iris puts on the uniform, but then puts her jumpsuit on over top the dress or the skirt,
so who
and
was asking about
puts her
recognizing
goggles
voice?
on her head. Like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I was asking if we recognize the
Okay.
sound of the voice.
Roll. Let's this be intelligence or wisdom? I'll probably say
Oh.
intelligence because you're trying to see if you remember.
Either way,
What did?
it's just
Either
a
way, you
20.
have no bonus.
Bam,
Oh.
19.
It was kind of muffled through the door, but you still recognize the voice. This was oh man, what was his name? It was Tyler. No, not Madeline. Hold on a second. Let me somebody saying.
I'm basically trying to see if it's the person that was picking on Panzer.
Oh no, it wasn't the guy that was picking on Panther.
We'll break his legs.
His name was Tyler. His name was
Oh,
Tyler
really?
Madeline. He's one of the. His name was Tyler Madeline, and you met him before you went into your dorms. He's part of the team right across from your room.
Okay. All right. So I'll look at
That's a
Onyx
dick.
and tell him that, hey Onyx, this is a school. You can wear things outside of your uniform, but you still have to have your uniform on underneath. It is a
Is it
school
bad that I'm
pool
not
event.
wearing anything underneath my jumpsuit? Like, I've got no pants, no underwear.
How do you school uniform?
Panzer's gonna get up after hearing some of this commotion, head off to the bathroom, and come out dressed in a uniform surprisingly fast.
All right.
She
All right,
got
magic
super-
Onyx
powers.
still doesn't want to get in his school uniform.
I don't like it either, Onyx, but do it. It's the rule.
Anyway,
He reluctantly goes to the bathroom and changes.
I didn't even go to the bathroom. I changed in front of all of you.
Panzer walks into the door because she's too sleepy to realize she needs to open it.
Iris,
So
puts it up on
after
the bed.
Shamrock leaves and quickly closes the door, Panzer doesn't register that and just walks into it.
Iris is
Ow.
sitting up on her bed, right? And she's still kind of catatonic, but as soon as Crimson starts changing, she just like looks over and starts staring at his ass.
So I get dressed and to say, "Come on, everyone, let's go." And I assume everyone is dressed now, so we go.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll
Note to
just
self:
say,
ask Glinda if I can wear a male outfit or a male uniform.
I hate
All right.
skirts. I need to get this changed.
I don't see why not.
I agree, which is
Guess
why
you're
I
wearing.
folded mine into my jumpsuit. So